We interrupt your programming. This is a Big D Country National Emergency. Important details will follow. We interrupt your programming at the request of the intern Second Palace. The broadcasters in your area of Big D Country started this EAS in the event of a national emergency. The official emergency will be followed by the podcast, The Big D Zone. Here is the Prince DJ, your lovable widower, and the next president of the United States. SAG AFTRA is officially on strike. They will pick it starting tomorrow, and the strike will officially begin at midnight. There was a press conference earlier today. I just listened to parts of it, and Hollywood is not paying their writers very well, and they're not paying their actors, the smaller and supporter actors, and everything very well. This makes me mad. I am really mad because I tried to be an actor. I was a extra in a couple of films, and you know I tried to also write a screenplay, even though it didn't see any fruition. But still, someone that was trying to get into the industry, this made me mad because they were forgotten about, just like people who are poor and disabled and our veterans are getting forgotten about. See, this is why my Never Be Forgotten campaign exists, because people are being forgotten, and this is the fuel that lights the fire to my campaign, because now the hardworking writers on TV and movies are being forgotten about. I will read you the official story of what is going on right now. Right now, I'm going to cite ABC News, and I was watching a little bit, but I had to bring this on. Now, you might be saying, it's still hot out there. What are you doing trying to work in the middle of the heat wave? This is a very important story. If you love your TV shows, if you love your movies, this affects you. I don't know if it affects the WWE or maybe AEW, but if it does, it definitely affects people like us too. And if it affects the people who write for like Saturday Night Live or some of the comedy shows, that's definitely affect everybody. Okay, so this is from ABC News. The National Board of the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, SAG and AFTRA, voted Thursday to go on strike. Let me read this again. Voted Thursday to go on strike, summoning its 160,000 members to hit the picket line, and union officials said. Now, let me stop right there. Now, when I used to do extras in movies, I was SAG eligible because I did like a couple of movies that was eligible under SAG after. I was SAG eligible now, though, although I haven't been able to join, but like be able to pay the membership dues and everything. I do support them in this endeavor. I do support them because the fact of the matter is that they're being forgotten about is wrong. It's completely, absolutely wrong. Okay. All right, so they will be hitting the picket lines tomorrow. They have a SAGAFTRAstrike.com website that's being set up, or I don't know if it's set up already, but it has been set up. There was a press conference on YouTube. I'll probably put it up on the marquee. The National Board voted unanimously to proceed with a strike, said Duncan, National Executive Director of the union and the chief negotiator. He said union members will be on strike at midnight Thursday and called on members to join picket line Friday morning. All right. Uh, Cabally, I hope I'm pronouncing the name wrong. But I'm going to say Ireland said that the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, or AMPTP, remains unwilling to offer a fair deal. And so the SAG-AFTRA Board of Directors decided to issue the strike order against studios and streamers. Despite our team's effort, the AMPTP has remained steadfast in the commitment to devolving the work of our members. Ireland said of the week of negotiations that began on June 7th. Uh, from the president of SAG, after said the eyes of the world and particularly the eyes of labor are upon us. And I have to get something there for the show or the segment. Um, what happens here is important because what happening to us is what happening across all fields of labor by means of when employees make Wall Street and greed their priority. Greed is the nastiest thing that ever happened in the history of God's green earth. Now, I'm not talking about greed the game show, but I'm talking about real life greed. But anyway, and they forgot about the essential contributions that make the machine run, the president said. It will be the first time since the 1960s that both SAG-AFTRA and the 11,000 member Writers Guild of America will be on strike at the same time. The Writers Guild of America is also on strike at the same time. So, what that's going to mean for your favorite TV show? What that's going to mean for your different radio show? This is going to be something to say the least. A strike is certainly not the outcome we hope for, as the studios cannot operate without the performers that bring our TV shows and films to life. The AMPTP said in a statement in response to the union's strike order, the union has regrettably chosen a path that will lead to financial hardship for countless thousands of people who depend on the industry. The SAG-AFTRA Board of Directors strike vote came after the union negotiating committee voted unanimously to recommend a strike in a move that is expected to let's just say destroy Hollywood productions and derail promotion by actors of major summer movies such as Barbie and Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. The union contract expired at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. The contract was originally going to expire on June 30th, but was extended after SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP reached an agreement. The labor stoppage was called after union leaders and the AMPTP agreed on Thursday to meet with federal mediators to possibly hammer out a deal, but failed to do so before the contract expired, according to SAG-AFTRA. In June, 98% of the union members agreed to authorize a strike if an agreement wasn't reached, SAG-AFTRA said. The president said she entered the negotiation thinking the union would be able to avert a strike. And the gravity of this movement is not lost on me or our negotiating committee or our board members who have voted unanimously to proceed with a strike. It is a very serious thing that impacts thousands, if not millions, of people all across the country and around the world. Not only members of this union, but people who work in other industries that service the people that work in the industry. Um, yeah, and so it came with great sadness that we came to this crossroad, but we had no choice. We are the victims here. We are being victimized by a very greedy entity. And I'll say it again, a greedy entity. The biggest roadblock in the negotiations are concerns over streaming residuals, the impact of AI technology, and union members' earnings. And Ireland said the current streaming model has undercut performance, residual income, and high inflation has further reduced our members' ability to make ends meet. Same thing with food rising prices and stupid fees for Grubhub deliveries and stuff. But anyway, to complicate matters further, actors now face an existential threat to their livelihood with the rise of generative AI, artificial intelligence technology, Ireland said. We propose contract changes that address these issues, but the AMPTP have been uninterested in our proposal. The AMPTP, however, accused SAG-AFTRA on walking away from the negotiation. In a statement, the AMPTP said it presented a deal that offered historical pay and the highest potential increase in 35 years. The AMPTP, according to the statement, also offers substantially higher cap on pension and health contribution, auditioning protection, shortened series option period, and a groundbreaking AL proposal that protects actors' digital likeness for SAG-AFTRA members. In a statement prior to the announcement of the strike, the AMPTP said, rather than continuing to negotiate, SAG-AFTRA have put on us on a course that will deepen the financial hardship for thousands who depend on the industry for their livelihoods. God, this is a long story. Earlier Thursday, Bob Iger, CEO of the Walt Disney Company, the parent company of ABC News, said on an interview on CNBC Squawk Box that the expectations of the writers and the actors union are just not really realistic. What are you talking about? 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 That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's very, as he said, it's very disturbing to me when we talked about disruptive forces on this business and all the challenges we are facing. The recovery from COVID, which is ongoing, is not completely bad. This is the worst time in the world to add to that disruption, Eager said. What is he doing? What is he doing? I understand any labor organization desire to work on behalf of its members to get most compensation and be compensated fairly based on the value that they deliver. Yet we managed at the industry to negotiate a very good deal with the Directors Guild that reflect the value that the directors contribute to this great business. Uh, we wanted to do the same thing to the with the writers, and we like to do the same thing with the actors. There's a level of expectation that they have that that is just not realistic. Well, excuse me, buddy. The writers and the actors are the ones that work their tails off every day to entertain, people going to vacation or people watching television or what do you mean it's not realistic? That's why I hate that word realistic. I hate that word realistic. Stupid. That word is stupid. Realistic is stupid. Anyway, you can read the story further yourself. I'm not reading any other story that had the word realistic. But the main thing is, SAG-AFTRA National Board orders a strike, and I will link the video where you can see the press conference and everything like that. So it'll be on the bottom of the marquee. So this is your local widower, Prince DJ, signing off. That was a message from Prince DJ. All stations may resume regular programming. That was a message from Prince DJ. All stations may resume regular programming.